Hey Transformer fans, it's your host the Monkey King, bringing you another Transformers review, and today we're looking at Transformers Animated Blurr. Now, I will say this, it took me a very long time to find him, and thankfully I joined a website called crave.com, where a lot of fans sold, G1 figures, G2. Basically, they sold Transformer figures relatively cheap. And I was looking for Blurr, and I could not find him for the longest amount of time until somebody finally posted him for $10 with shipping $5, and I bought it instantly. I will say this is probably one of the more sleek and one of my more favorite of the animated line, because this toy is absolutely gorgeous. I know you've heard a lot of reviews on how good it is. Well, now it's my turn to give you my opinion, and yes, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous toy. The blue works very well. I love the coloring on it. Even the little light blue lines that go up to here, and little Elite Autobot symbol, which I kind of like that. Even the back wheels. Some say that this looks kind of weird, but I kind of like it. It gives it that whole Cybertronian futuristic look. And some people have complained about this, the buzzsaw. I can understand why they would complain about it, because it doesn't really seem like his whole kind of use, like his weapon of choice. But comparing him to his more recent figure, there is a big difference besides the whole vehicle modes. But comparing these two side by side, he's the winner. This is probably the best Blurr figure you're gonna find. So, not saying this one's bad, it's just to have him and then to have him followed up by him is kind of sad, in my opinion. But nonetheless, transformation for him is simple and innovative. Just gonna go ahead and pop his little buzzsaw off, which, even in this mode, I kind of like it. If they had just, I don't know, maybe a little cover right here, it'd still be pretty cool. But all you gotta do next is unplug his legs, and you can go ahead and fold this down. And there's his face. He's saying, "Hi everybody, I'm Blurr. What's going on?" Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to review. Yeah. Then what you want to do is you can go ahead and move his legs down and open his feet up. Which again, this is pretty cool. Then go ahead and unplug his arms. And I'm going to move the camera up. Unplug his arms. And they will plug in to the little slots right here. And you can rotate his legs around. Rotate his arms up. And here you have Animated Blurr. Animated Blurr, again, like I said, he's a gorgeous figure. The only problem I actually have with him is just, I know this was just kind of a way to get his hands and arms worked into the vehicle mode, but I kind of wish that if you seen the Rodimus Prime, they have his hands, but they're on a ball joint. So I kind of wish they would have done that with Blurr, because he deserves a ball joint. And if you don't really want him to hold his weapon, there are two little pegs in the back. You just plug them in there, and he's ready to go. Posability with this guy is probably the whole reason I bought this toy, is because even his little ankle joint, he has ankle joints as well. So if you wanted to get him in a cool pose, it's not that hard. Depends on what pose you want to get him in, honestly. But as I try to get him in a rather interesting pose, let me just go ahead and say Blurr, again, is one of the better of the Transformers animated line. Where some have had problems, he makes up for it in a lot of ways. But yes, I'm just going to leave him like this for now. Blurr all around. I can't tell you enough how just amazing this toy is. He is one of the most coveted figures of the animated line, next to Rodimus, Shockwave, RC. And that's the four that I know of that are the most coveted out of the whole animated line. And I can see why. Overall, Blurr gets a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. Well, Transformer fans, that does it for me. Until then, review on.